Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and we have a really cool Amazon special that we have never seen before. This is 4 monitors and a computer and a mouse and keyboard, basically a full setup inside of 2 boxes from Amazon.
I found this thing when browsing for some weird pre-builts from Amazon, and a lot of these like tech sellers have been selling these setups where it comes with like an RGB office PC and like a monitor, but I saw one that came with 4 monitors and a monitor arm to support all 4 monitors, and yeah, I just want to see what it looks like. We gotta put it together and see, but before we do that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by Yeyian and their Hussar Micro ATX PC case that rocks a super sleek, minimal design made for Micro ATX or smaller motherboards, nice built-in cable management to make a very clean PC build, tempered glass, and an included 120mm RGB fan which can be upgraded with up to 6 more of their RGB fans as shown here for a vertical airflow design, along with support for the latest RTX 4000 and AMD 7000 series GPUs with lengths up to 340mm, all while maintaining a super unique look. Whether you're building a brand new gaming PC or looking to do a case swap, you should consider the Hussar Micro ATX case by checking the link down below, and big thanks again to them for sponsoring today's video.
So for this one, we actually got the cheapest one possible. It should be 4 20-inch monitors, just a 6th Gen i5 basic Optiplex that has the cool RGB front panel, and those all pretty much look the same, but you can get bigger monitors, and you can also get slightly better specs, but you're looking at almost $800 or more. We paid around $670 for this, which we already think was kind of expensive, but I'm curious to see if it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, you could probably source something like this yourself with just a normal office PC, 4 20-inch monitors, and a monitor arm, and probably do it for, heck, probably like $300-400, honestly. So they're making their money there, but let's just see exactly how well this was put together and see if it works.
This is a lot more in-depth than our typical unboxings, because normally we have 1 monitor and 1 computer, but this time we have 4 monitors.
And there's the stand.
Multi-function monitor stand. What other functions could it have besides being a monitor stand? Oh God, it is heavy. They showed it had like 4 of the feet and it was not mounted. It just like was holding all, and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm excited to see how that's supposed to work. We have a wired standard keyboard, which is, oh look, My Technology Geek.
Yep,
what
it's
do you
our
know?
friends, MTG.
Yeah, definitely. Is this a mid? Oh, it's a mid? No, it's a DT. No, I think it is a mid tower.
That is not the one that they advertised for sure. That is definitely different.
It's definitely, it's supposed to be a 6500. It has dual graphics cards in it.
I guess for monitor support. I didn't even think it came with a graphics card, but I mean, I guess it had to.
For 4 monitors, yeah. I didn't think it'd come with 2 though of everything. And then it looks like we have 1 monitor in here, so I'm gonna put this on the ground. And I think we've gotten these monitors before. They're actually My Technology Geek branded. Okay, we got our My Technology Geek keyboard or mouse. We also got our power cable, our remote for changing the RGB. We got some adapters like DisplayPort to HDMI. We also got a DVI to HDMI, so they just know that like you're probably gonna need adapters depending on which monitors they send.
It's a stylish LED monitor.
It's stylish. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the stuff out of this box real quick, because the stuff into this box real quick, because
should be 3 other monitors.
Literally 3 monitors just a side stack there. So, all right, I will be honest, for 24-inch monitors, if we did pay $670 and we get a computer that in theory could maybe play like Minecraft and stuff, I mean, not terrible, I guess, but we'll have to actually see. Yeah, so they're like, are they like Fire Pro or something like that maybe?
It just says Radeon I don't know. HD 8570.
Similar to an R5 240, which we use quite a bit.
Yes.
I don't know, I mean, that's cool. I never really thought about not SLI, cross-firing cards. I don't even know if this is considered crossfire.
It just says display out. I mean, they're really not working together.
Yeah, they're not tied together necessarily, but, and then our RGB strips, kind of funny how they do it. It's basically just like one of these little, probably 3 or 4 pin RGB connectors. They tape it together, make sure it doesn't come undone. And then they just have these custom acrylic panels that they put the LEDs behind. I know in a previous video, we actually checked out how they did it. It was pretty cool. I guess you could say unique design. I never did check the RAM. I think we have 16 gigs.
That's good.
2 SK Hynix sticks and running in dual channel. Our 6th Gen i5, I don't know if we feel like checking the thermal paste or not, or if we just
we'll just leave it as is, yeah.
So we'll run it as is. Hopefully it has new thermal paste. I usually don't have high hopes for companies like this to actually replace it, but it's more interesting now because I was convinced that we got like the absolute cheapest one, but I think this should have an SSD. We have the i5, we have 16 gigs dual channel. So we have a full big monitor stand too that should support all the monitors. These are also 75 Hz monitors, by the way, but
Chill. Oh, we got boot loop.
This is gonna be a fun PC Bros sale.
So yeah, that's the RGB they do. It's literally just an acrylic panel with RGB. We've seen a ton of these, and they've just made the office PCs more appealing to gamers. Kind of weird when this system is definitely targeted for like dock traders and people who want like multi-monitor, like work from home setups. Kind of weird that they went this route, but I guess they just already had these and they were just gonna use them in a different like configured like bundle basically.
It kind of seems like it's kind of their signature at this point. I mean, I know we've seen a couple other companies use this, but My Technology Geek has been very persistent with using it. Like every single build we've gotten from them has pretty much had it. So that's probably why they did it. That might be their thing at this point. I guess let's go ahead and maybe
build the setup.
let's time lapse this because it might go really bad. Yeah, I came in and Matt made this the background. So we got all 4 monitors working. For anyone who's wondering, the graphics cards are kind of running as 2 separate cards in a way. We tried to do the iFinity display, if you will, where we were gonna have them all be one display so we could like put them together and play Call of Duty on what would be the equivalent of like a 40-inch monitor. But sadly, we weren't able to do that because it is only allowing us to combine 2 monitors at a time. So you could do a dual, you know, it'd look kind of weird. They really should be side by side, but yeah, I mean, overall, it looked kind of cool. Now, setting it up wasn't too bad. You know, it does use a lot of adapters. You can bring the camera around here. So the monitors are all just HDMI and VGA. They do not have either of those in the graphics card. So we have DVI to HDMI and DisplayPort to HDMI. So that's how we have our 4 monitors. The PC just worked right away. We just had to get into Windows. The stand was a little bit weird. I mean, some of it's kind of hard to, it's definitely a cheap stand. It's hard to adjust. The actual screws in the back were too long. And even with the shortest screw, we had to install our own spacers. So luckily we just had a bunch of washers and rubber grommets on hands that we could use. But obviously if you're at home and you bought this, you might be a little upset because your monitors are gonna be like floppy. Now they would work, they'd just be floppy. And other than that though, it's not bad. The monitors are pretty lightweight, luckily. They're cheap monitors, so that works out. It's not gonna weigh down your desk or anything. The keyboard and mouse are just, I mean, they're borderline worse than like an OEM HP or Dell keyboard and mouse, but they work, and that's definitely a good plus. We've had some show up broken. The RGB looks pretty cool. So I mean, there's definitely a lot going for this. Oh, we also have the Wi-Fi adapter, which I don't know if that just actually worked or not. Yeah, Wi-Fi actually just works. So I mean, yeah, on paper, because you guys are probably wondering what the heck is the actual build. On paper, the build's not bad for, we actually got a 7th gen i7 or i5. It was supposed to be an i5 6500, but I'm guessing they probably ran out of those units, so they were just like, well, let's give them an upgrade, which I really appreciate. A lot of companies will do the opposite. They will actually downgrade you and just hope you don't notice. They kind of take our approach where it's like nobody's gonna complain about a free upgrade, right? We have 16 gigs of RAM, and that is 2400 megahertz, and it is DDR4, which is awesome. That means you got a little bit of a decent upgrade path. We're using a Toshiba 128 gig SSD, and you guys can look this up if you want, but I think that's just a 2.5 inch, but it could be M.2. It actually has a 2 terabyte hard drive. I didn't think we got the one that had the hard drive.
Storage for stonks.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really gonna be storing much on here if you're doing stocks typically, but whatever. We do have Ethernet that, I don't know if it's gigabit, it might just be 100. And then look at all of we have our integrated graphics, and we have our look, it actually says R7 250. So
like the 8570 or 8750, whatever card it is, that's basically what the rebrand version is.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's like a slight step up from the 240 that we usually use. So this should actually game. Our 240, we've tested in Fortnite. We've tested in, I think, even Black Ops at really low settings. And we tested it in Minecraft. It looks like Matt just got TF2. So that'll give us an idea on how it runs. But in theory, this card alone should be able to run some basic esports games and stonks.
So yeah, and stonks. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just launch a game on the single monitor because yes, sadly, we cannot get the multi-display to work for gaming. I wouldn't expect a 1 gig card to be great for all this 1080p gaming, but yeah, Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, stonks. One thing I do have to note as well, all these can only run in 60 hertz. They are 75 hertz monitors, but they will only run at 60 based on the, I'm assuming the adapters and or the graphics cards.
It could be like everything. I mean, the cables can be cheap, the adapter, the graphics cards, yeah. But I do know these are 75 hertz. We've tested them before, and they're not terrible monitors. I mean, they're very flat, so that's cool.
So stonks. Let's game.
All right, so we're in Team Fortress 2. I'm gonna show you guys the settings real quick. 1920 by 1080p, medium settings with the motion blur turned off, multi-core rendering on, field of view mag. All right. Yep.
TF2.
Looking good.
Let's try
Find
again.
another game.
Tab number 2.
70 FPS with what feels like maybe a little bit of latency, but it's not anything too bad. It's definitely playable for sure. Oh, what?
I mean, Syndrome Gaming is
gosh.
Are the bots still a thing? People playing TF2, let us know. But yeah, obviously this thing isn't designed for gaming, but it would be a Toasty Bros video if we didn't try to game. At the end of the day, like you're just getting all these monitors for, let's say, like a work for home setup or stock trading or something like that, but it can do some light gaming on a single display if you want to.
It's like, oh, he's on my team. Oh, I think I'm fitting the part. I'm fitting the part.
No!
Oh, God, I missed.
Compromise, compromise.
Whoa,
oh, he's emoting. It's emoting.
Oh,
Oh no. Ah. Oh.
How did they know? I'm just kidding. It's kind of obvious.
Oh.
All right, well, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna get a kill, guys. I can't TF2, not in this system at least. Maybe I'm gonna go home and play.
He's gonna go home and play, but
I'll show you guys what I can do.
Yeah, so 4-monitor setup, you know, it's a thing. It works. I don't know if I would necessarily pay the amount of money that it costs to get this, because for what you could do, if you really wanted a 4-monitor setup, you could do some deal hunting on some used stuff. I think it's going in the backpack, and maybe get something a little better. But
trade myself real quick.
This man, but in terms of something that's from Amazon with Prime shipping, it's not the worst thing in the world. It actually works somewhat. Let's wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, so we just got done benchmarking our quad monitor setup, and yeah, I mean, realistically, we didn't really get to benchmark much of anything. We benchmarked the computer with the single 1080p monitor, and would I pay $700 for that? No. I mean, there's no reason to pay $700 for an Optiplex and a monitor that, you know, you could get for maybe like 4 or 5 total. But in terms of getting 4 monitors, if you work from home, if you're actually into stonks, or I'm trying to think of what else this would be good for, like maybe video editing and like photography and stuff like that, this is a pretty cool setup. I just don't know if I'd pay quite this much for it, but I don't think it's too far off.
And I will give them credit, they had everything set up and ready to go. As soon as we booted up into Windows, everything was all set up for multi-display, making sure you get the right adapters and everything. So that's something, if you are an end user and you're not very tech savvy, you'd have to figure out how to make work. But you know, it is out of the box ready to go and you are paying a premium for it. But if it's something you might be interested in, check the link down below, be an affiliate link, and it will help us out. Let us know if there's any other weird setups on Amazon you want us to purchase and try, because this one was definitely one of them, like Jackson said at the beginning. Of all the videos we've done, it's one of them.
It's one of them. So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.
Now, what if I told you guys we got a special discount at PC Bros for the whole month of December?
Santa 5, ho, 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 5% off everything at PC Bros, excluding build consultations and stuff. Jackson's gonna spin around and
Helicopter.
And he's a helicopter now. So yeah, McAllister, make a cool edit. Make Jackson to a real helicopter.
Santa 5%.
Buy a PC. This could be still in store.
This could be yours.
This could be yours.
This could be yours.
Stonks. See you guys later. Goodbye.